Well, good morning, everybody. This is our second video cast where we're going to try and answer a couple of questions that have been coming to the oneusg project team. Today's topic is going to really revolve around ServiceNow. A lot of people have asked, what is ServiceNow? Why are we doing ServiceNow? Why is that part of oneusg? And so I thought I'd spend 3 or 4 minutes just to kind of talk you guys through the whole process, what the software does, and really what we expect to get out of the tool. And so first thing I'm going to give you is kind of the out-of-the-box definition, in that ServiceNow is a incident tracking system and a knowledge base. Okay, so for the layman, what does that mean? Well, the first thing is incident tracking. I almost call that a way to track requests. And that request could be, hey, this process it doesn't work. I'm not able to get a deduction register. Or it could be as simple as, I'd like a copy of my W-2. A knowledge base, the simplistic term for it is a way to get access to frequently asked questions. And so what that means is that we would have a catalog of the most commonly asked questions and have a standard answer back for that question. And so what we get with ServiceNow is we get the ability to have a request come in and then have a series of responses to that request, and we kind of merge the two of them so that we're able to deliver really good customer service. So whether somebody is just sending in a request through a self-service dialogue, or whether they're picking up the phone and they're actually calling Sandersville, we get a uniform response and we give people detailed steps on how to address their particular issue or question. And so let me paint a little bit of a picture of kind of where we're at. And so if you go back in time a little bit, what we had at the Shared Services Center is we actually had two systems that did this. We had Numara Footprints, which we implemented in 2008, that we used for incident tracking. And then we also had Right Answers, and that was our knowledge base. But here's the deal. The two of them weren't linked together. And so what we really had was we had the pieces there, but we didn't really have a mechanism to get the two working in harmony with one another and give the user a unified experience. And so when we started thinking about oneusg, we felt like, you know what, it's critical for us to have these capabilities. We also have the need, and many of you know this, to have our incident tracking, our metrics done in a uniform way, such that ITS is doing it the same way, shared services are doing it the same way, and we're all on the same platform. And so when it comes time to report back to an institution, hey, what's going on at my institution? What are the types of issues? That we're able to give you uniform reporting, we're able to give you analysis through this robust tool, and we can give it to you not only for your HR requests, but for your IT requests. The other thing is that really what we viewed is we kind of looked at where Footprints was now versus where we wanted to be. And really there's been a lot of evolution that's taken place over the last few years in this particular area. And so what that means is that there's more self-service capabilities needed. You know, it's funny, when we started the whole ADP implementation, we got a lot of pushback to how much stuff we were pushing to the web. And so like a lot of the retirees were very resistant to it. Well, now we're 5-6 years down the road, the expectation is that we do have web interfaces, that we have self-service functionality. I mean, heck, the expectation is really I ought to be able to do it from my cell phone. And so we've got to move that technology platform along because our customers' expectations are moving. And so what I want to do is just kind of paint a picture for you of how this could work. And so I'm going to take a very simple example and kind of give you two ways of how this could materialize. The first one is, the scenario is that I'm an employee and I just need a copy of my W-2. You know, I've done a mortgage application and I can't find it, and I've got to have my W-2 to send into the loan company. And so one way that could work is I would go into ServiceNow, which will be integrated in, linked in, excuse me, not totally integrated, but linked in to our oneusg HCM platform, and I could enter in a request. I need a copy of my W-2. You're just typing that in. Well, the cool thing is that when you start typing that in, it actually starts searching that knowledge base and it looks for answers. And so if we've already got something in that knowledge base where we said, here are the steps you go through to print your W-2, as they're typing that incident request in, those articles are coming up, and they may be able to answer their question right then and there and not even have to submit the ticket. Okay, so that would be a big win, not only for the customer, but that's also one less ticket that the institution representatives or the shared services center has to process. We've got another scenario where they pick up the phone and they say, hey, I need to get a copy of my W-2. Well, as the shared services center representative is talking and engaging with the customer, they start entering in the information, and lo and behold, as they're typing in, that knowledge base article comes up and says, oh, well, we have the step-by-step process right here. Let me send that to you. And so very quickly, the shared services center representative can either send them a job aid that walks them through the process, or for that matter, they could sit there and walk them through the process while they're on the phone, but they're doing it in a uniform, consistent way. Here's the other cool thing that comes out of the back of this, is that for all of these incidents or requests, if you will, that have come into the system, we'll be able to report them out. And so we'll be able to talk to our institution partners and say, these are the types of requests we're getting. These are how many calls that have been answered. These are the types of people that are asking these questions. And so it gives us an idea of what's going on in our user community. And for that matter, it gives us an idea where our problem areas are, so that we can then turn around and potentially supplement existing knowledge base articles or create new ones. And so we're able, it needs to be this continuous investment where we're getting questions, we're answering those questions, and we're building up this repository so that we can deliver superior customer service. So I know that was quick. It's 3 or 4 minutes on ServiceNow, but I wanted to kind of give you an idea of why it's important, why we're going in this direction, and how we feel like it's really a strategic need. If you want to get more information about ServiceNow, we're actually doing a session at Georgia Summit. We're having the vendor come in and actually present the tool and have an interactive discussion. And so thank you for taking the time to watch this, and we look forward to seeing you at Georgia Summit.